Hello, gratitude community. Michael Ian Cedar, your host of the Gratitude Slam here. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use gratitude to remove who you are not. A lot of times in the world of self-help, the authors like to make you think something's wrong with you. You need this book. Something's wrong with you. You need this program. And that couldn't be any farther from the truth. There's nothing broken about you. And so I subscribe to the idea of personal transformation. And personal transformation is the act of removing who you are not. It's the act of saying, well, this is where I am right now, and I want to get over there. So who do I need? What about me needs to be removed so I can be my most authentic self and really go over there and pursue my wildest dreams, the craziest things I want to do, because you deserve all of those things. And so we're moving from a self-help mindset into a personal transformation mindset. Like the caterpillar doesn't say, you know, life just sucks. I'm going to go become a cocoon and come out as a butterfly. It's not what it does. The caterpillar goes, it's time. It's time for me to transform, turn into a chemical bit of mush inside of a chrysalis and come out as a butterfly. It has nothing to do with, oh, I'm not good enough. It just doesn't do that. That's not, in nature, there is no I'm not good enough. And so we're going to move from an unbroken mentality to removing who we are not. And all through life, we're often told from an early age, that's not the way we do things around here. This is the way we do things around here. Or that's not how we talk about our emotions here. Or that's how we hide our emotions here. So many of us have been exposed to that. Not everybody, but we all have our narratives that maybe didn't belong to us to begin with. And so throughout our early lives, and even for me, early 20s and early 30s, I was constantly adding layers onto myself of who I was not as an attempt to make other people happy. And so it's very easy, at least for me as a highly empathic human being, to people please. I used to say yes to everyone. I would not speak of my emotions because that's not what a man is supposed to do, which is BS, right? And so I would even say yes to like food. If someone would feed me something, I'd be like, well, I don't really want to eat that, but oh, I don't want to shake the snow globe or upset the person, which I was told, don't upset people, right? And so I didn't get to live sincerely to my most sincere values, which is freeing people to be themselves, you know, and speaking the truth and being open, versus the narrative I had in my head of like, you've got to be liked. If you're not liked, you're not going to make it. And so the solution to figure out who we are not, I'm telling you my examples, that might not be your examples. To start removing who you are not, I want to teach you how to create a space-first lifestyle by using gratitude, and that will help us remove who we are not. And so let me define what space-first even means to begin with. So our life is all about space. Even the time you are watching the video here or reading the blog version of this is you're using the space of time. You're saying, I'm choosing to consume this content inside my space of time. This is a valuable bit of content for me to watch in my time. Well, someone else might be like, that has no value. That does not belong in my space. And I totally respect that, as I would like us all to respect other people, what they value. But it also is physical space. I mean, here, this is my physical space of my office, and I say, you know, there's certain images I'd like to have here. There's certain things I'd like up on the wall that make me feel like I'm representing my most authentic self, including our Enzo circle. And it can also be our just space of our mind. It could be the space of behaviors we allow inside of our space. So it can be physical, it can be time, and it can be mental. It can be our mental space, our cognitive space up here. And so here's how to start to go, what belongs in my space? So we need to go, what belongs in my space and what does not belong in my space? So I want you to take the time right now to write two lists. One list, what I'd be grateful to have in my space. And just riff with it. So I'm going to totally riff here. For me, in my space, I'd be grateful to have curiosity. I'd be grateful to have more me time. I'd be grateful for physical movement and walks outside that have no phone. I'd be grateful to have tea in my space. Tea makes me feel warm and cozy, and it gives me this really great cha-chi, this energy, tea energy. And maybe it's just I'd like, blue walls in my space. It could be that simple. So you have your physical, your cognitive, and your time. Those three areas. And then make another list. I'd be grateful to remove from my space. And notice I'm not saying fire, kick out, divorce. I'm saying remove. What would I be grateful to have removed from my space? So for me, I'm going to say, I'm riffing here, produce news, dramatic people, team members with fixed mindsets, which I don't have any of those, by the way. I'm very grateful for that. But I had to make that decision in my life. And again, by no means am I saying I am the master of this. I'm a student just like you. But I keep really obsessing about these themes that I want to pass on to you what I've learned. So life, I can speak from the other side of the fence of practicing a space-first lifestyle. The faster you can spot what belongs in your space, what you're grateful to have in your space, the faster you can add it. The faster you can spot what you'd be grateful to have removed from your space, the faster you can remove it. And the most important thing is the reason why is when we give it words. Words are the vehicle in which we communicate our needs in most cases. There are other examples of being able to communicate our needs as well. So I'm not saying everyone that has a physical voice and has the words can't, they're unable to do it. But for most of us, words are the way we most of the time communicate our needs. But we got to be able to say the words. We got to understand the words, meaning we've got to be able to identify what are those things. Because it's nice to be able to go, not telling the truth is not welcome in my space. And so I'd like to revisit this conversation, or I'd like to, remove you from this conversation. Because remember, gratitude is the ability to spot what is in my life. Gratitude is not the ability to feel happy instantaneously by going, I'm so grateful it's so hot today, right? That's a delusion. Well, I mean, unless you really like it hot, that's a different thing. But it's being, what do I have? I have I'm so grateful I've got a camera to be able to record this, a microphone to pick up the sound. These are the things I have, and I can take action on things that I'm grateful for. So gratitude in space-first lifestyle is the ability of recognizing what do I have in my space, and what would I like to remove from my space, and what would I like to add from my space. And even if you don't like everything that's in your space, you can still demonstrate your gratitude, and that can be acted on. For instance, I don't like the clutter in my drawers that are over there. Well, I'm not doing anything about it today, but I can take action toward it. I can put it on my list of things I'd like to get done. I can have myself, or I can hire somebody, or I can set aside time in my space. It is worthy of my space. My space of time is definitely worthy of me cleaning my drawers out. So here's what I want you to do if you've not already done it in your excitement of being on this journey with me today in this video. When I'm done, pause this, and make a list of what you'd be grateful to have in your space right now. 2, make a list of what you'd be grateful to start removing from your space. And step 3, take action on each of those lists. Add something into your space. Whether it's me, I'll go take a walk after this, or remove something from my space. You know what? I'll go through my drawer and I'll start removing some clutter. Maybe I won't take the full time to do it, to do the whole drawer, but I can start. Because our microdosed actions, our actions of removing space, or articulating our needs faster, to be able to microdose a space-first lifestyle, will have huge implications on your life in the positive. It doesn't mean you have to start going to everyone, this is how I feel, this is my need, but you can start having a conversation with someone. What's welcome in my space is that you listen to what I have to say before you walk all over me, or talk all over me, or walk all over me. So action is the way that we act on gratitude and our path to a life on our terms. So, Space First is a lifestyle. And I invite you to join me in practicing living a Space First lifestyle. And in my experience in life and in my experience as a coach and business and people's personal lives, a lot of people do not live a Space First lifestyle yet. And so you're going to be a very small part of the population by choosing to live a Space First lifestyle. And we can talk more about this in future videos as well. So I invite you to ask questions and reply to this video, or put in the comment section some questions and we'll come back to it. For today, though, we're going to focus on ourselves, our Space First lifestyles. And then as we start to master that Space First lifestyle, we can propagate it out in the world by helping those we love live a Space First lifestyle too. Because I do all of this work because I like to feel good. And when I feel good, I can help more people too. You deserve to have a physical, mental, and time-filled space full of inner peace and fulfillment. And those who use gratitude to build that Space First lifestyle will definitely be living a life on their terms.